organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up tonight on Daily Iowan TV, dropping out. In the days following the Iowa caucus, a handful of political candidates are dropping out of the race or demanding a recount. See who's demanding an Iowa redo up next.
Missing goat. 5 days into the disappearance of a University of Iowa goat, and one activist group is calling for action.
Get your pens out, boys. It's National Signing Day.
Coming up, find out who Iowa football officially signed on this big day. All that and more coming up.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Kelsey Sanger.
And I'm Andrew Roberts.
A controversial blogger promoting rape legalization has launched an international meetup day. Men over the age of 21 are set to gather on Saturday night in various locations across the country in support of his movement. Rush V, whose real name is Dariush Valisha Day, launched a website called Return to Kings, advocating legal rape inside a private home. The meetup will include locations in Chicago, Des Moines, and Cedar Rapids. Des Moines police officers sent out the safety alert warning people that the meetup might be used to lure young women into the meeting place to commit rape. The police went on to say to warn women to stay clear of the meetings. Multiple feminist groups plan to attend the protests.
Black History Month is underway. An African American community at the University of Iowa is celebrating the achievements and history of black students, faculty, and staff throughout the month. Wednesday's topic featured the challenges black students face on campus. I was able to get an inside look into the event. To the academic success of the school, but many face daily challenges that are unique to their race. On Wednesday, the Chief Diversity Office at the UI held a workshop entitled Black in Business to teach black students and faculty how to work through discrimination from others in the world of entrepreneurship. Event organizer Kyra Say was pleased to connect members of the black community with interests in business.
To really help them explore that value and that worth in that community is really exciting.
The event harped on reflection and communication of uncomfortable situations and addressed ways that students can work past them. The event was one of many in a series that will take place throughout Black History Month. Reporting from Papa John Business Building, I'm Andrew Roberts.
Senator Rand Paul announced Tuesday he is dropping out of the presidential race. Paul joins Governor Mike Huckabee and Martin O'Malley in their departure from the race after facing low numbers of support in the Iowa caucus. Paul vowed to continue to support liberty in the United States as he returns his attention to the Senate race for Kentucky.
Republican presidential hopeful Ted Cruz apologized to Republican rival Ben Carson on Tuesday after sending out a report that falsely reported that Carson was quitting the presidential race. The retired neurosurgeon planned to go to his home in Florida after the caucuses rather than flying straight to New Hampshire, but not because he was dropping out. Cruz apologized for not clarifying the accusation, but the Carson campaign believes it is a little too late. They say Cruz's chances were tainted and has lost votes because supporters believed Carson was suspending his campaign.
Presidential candidate Donald Trump is calling for a do-over in the Iowa caucus, claiming Senator Ted Cruz stole votes. Trump accused Cruz's campaign of fraudulent activity after Cruz's statement about Ben Carson. Trump accused the Texas senator of using his announcement on Carson as a ploy to get extra votes.
Well, Kelsey, we really sure have gotten a bit of taste of winter these past couple of days. How about it?
We sure have. Let's toss it over to Melanie Taylor in the weather studio to see what the rest of the week looks like.
That's right, guys. It has definitely been cold the past 2 days. Luckily, Thursday, there will be a decrease in winds and an increase in temperatures. Thursday morning, temps will be in the 20s with a partly cloudy sky. By afternoon, we'll be in the mid-30s and still see partly cloudy skies. The evening will cool down to temperatures in the high teens with a cloudy sky. Taking a look at the rest of the week, Friday will be mostly cloudy with a high of 31 and low of 25 degrees. Over the weekend, Iowa City will be warming up with a high of 37 degrees Saturday and 42 on Sunday. Be sure to savor this warmer weekend weather because the next week will bring a drop in temperatures with a low of 26 and with a high of, with a high of 26 and low of 10. We may be seeing some snow on Monday. It looks like Tuesday temperatures may be down in the single digits with cloudy skies and more wind. That's all from me in the weather studio. Back to you guys at the desk.
It's been 5 days since the Iowa research goat escaped the research park, and animal activists are calling for a federal investigation. In a letter addressed to the UI President Bruce Harold, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, or PETA, alleged that the university failed to ensure the goat was safe and secure inside the park, and as a result, the goat is in cold weather, potentially hungry and thirsty. The letter also called for adequate research for qualified workers.
Many students use spring break as an opportunity to escape the cold of Iowa winters. But with new legislation, some students will need more than just an ID when traveling, even for a domestic flight.
10 years ago, the U.S. government passed the Real ID Act with stricter standards for state-issued IDs following 9/11. Since then, 22 states' IDs have been deemed compliant. 19 states have been given waiver extensions, and 4 states' waiver extensions are pending review. But 5 states, including Illinois, Minnesota, Missouri, New Mexico, and Washington states' IDs have been deemed non-compliant. This means that anyone traveling out of those 5 states would need to use another form of identification when going through security at an airport, even for a domestic flight. And with spring break coming up, many students are looking into getting passports for travel.
We had to go to the post office and then fill out a form and submit it. They took my picture, and then that all went for processing, and honestly it took a few months. I had to go in really far ahead of time once I had made plans to go abroad. So it's something that if you want to go soon, you can't really do it.
The process of getting a passport has proved easier for some students than for others.
Last time I got a passport, I was overseas, and I got it from the embassy overseas. It didn't actually take that long. It was a week, less than a week maybe.
But for students looking to travel out of the country this spring break, it takes about 6 weeks to get a passport, so the clock is ticking. Becca Scadden for Daily Iowan TV.
You may want to rethink the way you dispose of your wine bottle. Iowa City officials are asking residents to consider recycling their wine corks. Officials launched a program to collect the wooden corks in an effort to find new uses for them. Some recycling ideas include making footwear, floor tiles, yoga mats, and other products. Officials believe it is just another way to keep unnecessary items out of the landfills.
Iowa City will be the subject of international news come fall. Iowa City officials plan to bring the international competition event Cyclocross to Johnson County. The event will air across 8 million homes in Europe. The event is set to take place in September, and Iowa City officials say they have been working to make Iowa City more international friendly in the past years. Iowa City will be one of the 3 locations where the event is held. Other locations include Europe and Las Vegas.
Well, it's National Signing Day for many athletes across the country.
That's right, Kelsey. A lot of big-time athletes letting the world know where they'll be going to school next year. Let's toss it over to Jordan and Holly in the sports studio to find out more.
Thanks, guys. As today marks National Signing Day, it was a big day for college football teams across the nation.
And right here in Iowa City, head coach Kirk Ferentz got a dose of what the future looks like for this team.
With 24 newly signed Iowa athletes, Iowa's 2016 signing class ranks 18 places higher than last year's class.
According to Rivals, Iowa's class ranks number 41 on this day, with guys from all over the country.
From Nebraska to the East Coast, these 24 players will be the faces of the program in years to come.
There are 2 familiar last names on that list as well. Iowa signed linebacker Ben Neiman's brother, Nick, along with Kyle Taylor, brother of Hawkeye safety Miles Taylor.
We're very enthused about this class. I'm sure every coach in America probably feels that way. I'm really comfortable, I think, with the guys that we've signed in that, going back to Alaric even, that I think we had a pretty good grip on where they were, how they were handling the process, what they were looking at. And, if I got to stand on my head to get a guy, or tell a funny story, we're in big trouble. Ask any of our players on the team right now. So, we're just going to try to stick to the basics, sell what we have here educationally, football-wise, and I think most importantly, the community here. Really pleased with the versatility, the growth potential of the group overall. I think we have a lot of both of those things as characteristics of the group.
After this special day, the Iowa football team is looking ahead to a brand new season.
But there is one Iowa team that is acting like it's brand new season.
In Lisa Bluter's 16 years at the helm of the Iowa women's basketball team, she has been through it all.
And this year is no exception. There's the only difference here, though, that the head coach will be coaching 2 seasons in one. Zach Mackey has the story.
It was a losing streak that prompted Lisa Bluter and her staff to think of a way to get her team back on track. Iowa had dropped 5 of their last 6 games and was not in a good spot at the time. They decided to start a new season.
It's something that the coaching staff, we sat down, after that third one in a row, we said, we got to change something. We got to figure something out. And so we kind of just started really pitching that to the team, and they bought in.
I think it really helps to break things down game by game, especially when we kind of had that rough patch, a few losses that we were really disappointed with. So kind of just to change that mindset, flip a switch, and think of things a little bit differently, I think has really helped us.
The staff decided to start their new season the same way it has started for the Hawks in the past, with a media day.
Got together in the film room. Coach came in and did an opening statement like she would, with the same setup in here in the media room. And then our other coaches kind of played the media, and we all went up there and were asked different questions, some funny, some serious. And so it was a good time. It kind of lightened the mood. It got everybody having a little bit more fun again, which I think is healthy.
This helped many of the younger players recognize that this is a new season.
It definitely set in my head that, yes, it's a new season. We get to start over. We definitely just need to let go of the past and just focus on the now and just play for the future.
So that was a lot of fun, but I think sometimes you have to start fresh, and it's worked.
For Daily Iowan TV Sports, I'm Zach Mackey.
In their new season, the Hawks are 2-0, and they head to Indiana on Thursday night.
Well, we have new seasons happening. We have fabricated seasons happening. Iowa is doing it all right now, especially the Iowa wrestling team.
And for some seniors, reality is setting in that their time as Hawkeyes is almost up. Wrestling reporter Laura Blanda has more.
The final duel for the Iowa wrestling team inside Carver Hawkeye Arena, and a night to recognize the seniors. Nathan Burak, Edwin Cooper, Brody Grothis, Jake Cadle, Chris Claprott, and Patrick Rhodes will step onto the mat for their last duel as a Hawkeye.
I'm really excited for it. It'll be a lot of fun. Excited to go out there, wrestle last time in Carver, so I'm really excited. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
But aside from the senior recognition, there's another Big Ten team stepping into Carver, the Indiana Hoosiers. The Hoosiers are sitting at a 6-3 overall record with losses to Penn State, Michigan, and Ohio State, making them 3-3 in the Big Ten Conference.
You can't wrestle the reputation or the past of this team. You have to wrestle the moment, and they're going to put, smart wrestlers out there. They're going to try to beat us.
Now, Indiana will send 2 ranked wrestlers onto the mat on Friday, 125-pounder number 19 Elijah Oliver, and at 174, number 11 Nate Jackson. If the Hawkeyes can pull out a win on Friday, it will guarantee them at least a share of the Big Ten regular season title.
We try to win every time we go out on the mat. And if we do our job, we're going to be undefeated in the Big Ten dual season.
Laura Belanda, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
While Friday's match against Indiana is Senior Day, it won't be the last seniors' time inside the Carver Hawkeye Arena, as Iowa will host the Big Ten Championship.
That's all Holly and myself have on this Wednesday evening, but the Iowa men's basketball team went back to the hardwood Wednesday night against the Penn State Nittany Lions. Check us out on Thursday for the showdown. Back to you guys at the desk.
That's all we have for you tonight on Daily Iowan TV.
Be sure to check out our website, dailyiowan.com, for all the latest news. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Andrew Roberts.
And I'm Kelsey Singer. Have a good night.